So here's the deal with learning how to make real estate a side hustle. Everyone says you have to become a landlord and flip real estate. That's what everybody says, right? But no one talks about how to do it without sacrificing all your free time to do it. So today I'm going to teach you why you need to learn about a real estate side hustle and not by all those people offering you all those online courses trying to sell you crap. All right, so number one, if you want to start a real estate biz, I just recommend get a mentor. The easiest way to go from where you are now to where you want to be is get somebody who's already done it. Someone who's been there, done that, and still doing it today. You don't want a has-been. You want somebody who actually is the real deal doing that thing. It's so much easier to get somebody who's actually be able to do that for you. Yeah, you can take all these online courses and maybe that's a way to get a mentor, and that might be a more affordable way for you. But the best way is to have somebody there by your side helping you do that. Now, just so you know, any kind of real estate business that they talk about, a side hustle, isn't something where you just sit back and do nothing. It's an actual business. You gotta treat it like a real business. You need to learn how to run it like an entrepreneur, run it like a real business. You can't go in with an employee mindset because then you need a boss, and that means you have a job. To have a real estate business, you have to have that business mindset, and a mentor is a great way to help you deal with that. So whenever like little curves or little curveballs are thrown at you and you're not sure what to do, a mentor can be that guy that says, hey, based on my experience, avoid this, or here's what you can do. And you can shortcut your success much faster than even your mentor did, because they're gonna give you all the shortcuts to their success that didn't work for them because they made a lot of mistakes along the way. They can help you avoid those by giving you a little roadmap and path to avoid those mistakes. So that's the easiest way to do it. Again, nothing is online courses, and those can be great, but a mentor working with you side by side where maybe you offer an exchange, somewhere you might pay them money, or you split the profits on a deal. So they have an interest because you can split the profits, but you don't have to pay them until you make money. Now, there are some other ways to be able to be in real estate, but not have to use all your time and attention. If you're the kind of person that either one, you're just too busy to have to start another business on the side and you don't want to lose your nights and weekends doing it, or two, maybe like me, you have no interest really in trying to start up a brand new business focused around real estate. You might rather be the passive investor. Well, listen up, these are some things you should learn. The first thing you can do if you're trying to be more of a passive real estate investor and have your own little side business there is to do what's called turnkey real estate investing. Now, turnkey real estate investing means that you are not the property manager. You hire a property management team that's what they do. They do that day in and day out. They deal with all the tenants' crap. If the tenant's ever late on payments, they're the ones reaching out to them, not you, so you don't have to be the bad guy, right? You can be the person that just sits back and collects rent checks. You're not having to check, do all the cleaning checks. You're not the person having to, find out if something's broken or not. You're getting the calls at all hours of the day. They handle all that for you. You just are sitting back and collecting the checks. I know it sounds too good to be true, but it really is. You're paying for it. You still have a cost. But if you're doing it right, the great thing with turnkey real estate is that you don't even have to find the property. Because one of the biggest complaints I hear from people that try to start their own real estate business is they say, well, how do I find the properties? Where do I look? And how do I compete with all these other people in my area that are trying to do the same thing? Because maybe they're flippers or maybe they're wholesalers. They're all going after the same business. But how do I find a property? And what I love, where I do turnkey real estate investing myself, again, I don't want the business. I don't have to deal with the hassle and spend all the hours having a whole nother business. I love the fact that I can delegate that to somebody else. So a turnkey real estate company can actually help you find those deals. And they could be anywhere in the country. So you don't have to look in your own backyard. In fact, if you're in the western half of the United States, you don't want to look in your backyard. It's too rich and you make too little money on those deals to make it worth it. But if I go out in the Midwest or the Southeast, I'm looking at areas like out in Tennessee, out near Memphis, for example, or I'm looking out in Alabama, or I'm looking out in Missouri or Arkansas. I mean, nobody wants to look at Arkansas. I mean, come on. I mean, we had one president come out of there with his wife, Hillary Clinton, who was the actual president. Nobody cares about Arkansas. But guess what? For real estate, besides Walmart, it's awesome. There are some great places you could actually invest, even Florida, places like that where you could actually make good returns on your money, and it doesn't have to take out all your savings to do it. And so what's great is if you have a turnkey company that's in those areas, they're already looking for the deals. They already know how much money you can make on that property. You just have to go in, buy it, little buy button, boop, just buy that property, and voila, after maybe a few months, you've got a property that's now paying you rent checks. It's beautiful. So that's a great way to be able to stay hands off, yet still get all the benefits of tax advantages and everything else you get from a real estate business. Now, if you want to even go more passive than that, you can do what are referred to as syndications, right? Syndications are where you pool your money with other investors and put it into a particular investment. Because, for example, you may not have enough money to go and put the money down on a big apartment building, but you want to invest in it. So how do you do that? There's not like a mutual fund that does that. No financial advisor will offer you any way to buy into an apartment building. You can't do that. So these people, syndicators, they're the operators. They're the people that actually go and manage the property. They buy the property. They deal with all the headaches and everything. You just put your money into it. You pool your money with all these other investors going in, and you have a percentage ownership in that building. So with all the profits that go on, you get it. Now, if there are ever headaches, unlike turnkey real estate where you might hear about some of the headaches, you don't really get any of those headaches with the syndications. They have to deal with the headaches themselves. That's all in the back scenes. You're just the one that's getting the returns off that money. And what's even cooler is that not only are you getting the returns because of the cash flow and the profits coming from the rent, also when they down the road decide to sell the property, just like when you have your own property, guess what? Any appreciation that happens, you make money. Oh, here's the bonus, by the way. When you have apartment buildings and things like commercial real estate, the more profitable it is, the more money you make on the cash flow side, the more you can sell it for. It doesn't matter about what the property values are. It's all based on how much profit you make. So the more profit that syndicator makes for you, the more they can sell it for on the back end, making you, again, more money. So it's great. I've had many people where they actually started out wanting to do real estate business. I was the same way. I wanted to do real estate when I was a young 28-year-old thinking I can do this and that. But I'll tell you, all the headaches and dealing with all the madness and messes and paperwork, it really got annoying for me. I had one guy who actually came to us. He said, hey, I'm managing all my own properties and I'm making $12,000 a month. I said, well, that's awesome. But guess what? Because you've been spending so much time managing this, I'm looking at your properties right now. We should be selling these properties, taking the equity from those properties to buy more that are passive, like in the turnkey real estate side. And guess what? Your $12,000 a month can turn into $25,000 a month, and you don't have to manage squat. You don't have to do crap for it. And he's like, nah, I like working hard. No, of course not. Nobody wants to like, oh yeah, I just want to keep doing it myself. Okay, there are some people that do that, right? But anybody in the right mind would say, wait a minute, $12,000 a month working my butt off, or $25,000 a month not having to do hardly anything at all? I think I'll pick that one. Even if I had to work my butt off in either situation, I'd rather make double the income. But if I can work less while making double the income, I'm going to take that. So that's the crazy cool thing you can do. And by the way, when I say syndications, even when I talk about that topic, I'm not just talking about apartments. This could also be things like self-storage units. Because when recessions happen, especially when people have to downsize because they're getting laid off from their jobs, or maybe real estate's getting too expensive right now, they can't afford it, so they'd rather buy some little box basically to hold your stuff in so they can live in a smaller place, you can invest in self-storage units. You can actually invest in things like the land that oil and gas companies lease from you. You can do all that kind of stuff. So there's so many options that you could be doing. There's even people that'll do car washes. They'll do a business syndication where they go into a business and make money from the car washes. Again, the possibilities are endless. The key is, though, if you're going to do those things, make sure you're investing with people that are very trustworthy, have a great track record, okay? So just to recap, there's really three things you can do. One, you can be that real estate business owner. If you're going to do that, the shortcut to getting success faster is getting the right mentor, getting someone who's been there, done that, and still doing it today. However, if you don't want another part-time business or side hustle or job, and you want to go more on the passive side, and you want to get your money working for you instead of having you use all your energy and time working for it, then you could do either turnkey real estate investing, where again, you don't manage the property, but somebody else does it for you, but you own and control it. Or the second one is you can do something like syndications, where you can invest in apartment buildings and things like that and make money without you having to deal with all the tenants, the toilets, and the trash. I would love to hear your ideas. What kind of real estate things have you done and that you've enjoyed? Put that in the comments below. And if you really like this video, check out how to turn your hobby into a side hustle right here below.